Vice President.
Then we go to KCB. Kindly let the captain introduce your team.
Thank you.
With us is the treasurer, Kenya Volleyball Federation, together with the Secretary General, Mr. Chege. And then we also have our guest, Judy City, the head of corporate and communication KCB. With us also is Madam Catherine from Philip Company, together with Joanna, Brand Kenya. Thank you, we really appreciate the sponsorship that you give us. Of course, the chairman, sports club, is it? KCB? Chairman, KCB team, thank you so much.
The gentleman behind there is one of the pioneers of Kenya Pipeline, Mr. Cheptum.
And then also Baka from Deliverance Church, one of our sponsors. Thank you for the sponsorship.
When I wrote with your permission, we also have guests from this side that's joining the team, and they'll be flagging off as we finish with KCB.
Thank you so much. Together with us also is Mr. Paul Juguna, who is the project manager at Kenya Pipeline.
Joined by the Microsoft Director of Investigation from Kenya, from DCI, and Mr. Francis Dema, the Director of Personnel, DCI. As they finish, when I want the guys meeting.
Then I request that we have a group photo with our guests, starting from KCB, together, KCB first. KCB first. And we have a group photo together with the KCB team. Thank you so much. Asanteni sana, nashukuru.
A quick photo as directed by the SOS with the guests.
We want to thank our sponsors, the ones who are sponsors of the team, KCB, Pipeline.
Thank you for quick organization of the photo. Connect, you to select a photograph. Thank you.
Naona wakilishi wa Kenya Volleyball Federation pia wako pamoja nao. Vile vile naona Judy City unatabasamu kidogo, sababu naona kumbuka kwamba City ndio head of corporate and communication KCB, na vile vile tuko na the project manager.
It's not over.
Let's have a photo again with the pipeline.
Now the Kenya Pipeline team.
Kindly, together with the Kenya Pipeline team. Kenya Pipeline. Kindly, Madam Catherine, you are not done yet. Thank you.
Thank you. The photos were featuring under good organization. We have the coach from Kenya Pipeline, Bonagitao. We have all protocols that have been observed in that photo. Remember the camera, the object, the sun, the cameraman, and the objects.
That is a group photo together with the team, Kenya Pipeline, and our guests. Thank you so much for honoring this. Na mtabasamu kidogo. John, afadhali. Asante sana. Thank you. And request the guests, please, just remain standing. can we have the Kenya pipeline team move so that we remain with the guests only together with our referees? The referees, just come, referees,
the judges.
all the referees kindly together with our guests, very smart, very neat.
We are the beholders, and we can conclude that you are smart. Yes. Thank you.
Na hiyo picha tafadhali mnitumie niweke kwa Facebook. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much. Our guests together with other dignitaries.
Asante sana. DJ kidogo wajeshi wakikaa chini. Pigie chini ya maji.
Referees, can we have the two teams taking hands and we start? Referees, please.
Hakusikii microphone yako. Wacha tuhesabu watu kwa mkono. Watu wa KCD wa juu mikono juu. KCD wako saba peke yake. Ama turudie tena. KCD wa Afrika ya Kenya pipeline. Kenya pipeline wako 150. Ama turudie tena. KCD wamefika 150.
referee, Willie Samuel from Kenya. Second referee, Tabitha Cherono from Kenya. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you the starting lineup for Kenya Pipeline. Wearing jersey number 5, Pamela Adiambo. Wearing jersey number 8, the captain, Rose Magoi. Wearing jersey number 10, Trina Atuka. Wearing jersey number 12, Lydia Iswan. Wearing jersey number 16, Gracie Jeffrey. And wearing jersey number 21, Lois Pineo. Libero player wearing jersey number 13, Agripina Guru. Head coach, Paul Gitao. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you the starting lineup for Kenya KCB. Wearing jersey number 1, and she's also the captain, Eddie Mukubiani. Wearing jersey number 3, Manini Kelly. Wearing jersey number 5, Juliana Namutia. Wearing jersey number 6, Elina Alba. And wearing jersey number 8, Esther Mutia. Wearing jersey number 15, Nasri Moin. Libero player wearing jersey number 16, Leslie Geruto. Head coach, Jacob Monana. Thank you.
A very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to match number 3 of the day, the fourth and final match of the ladies' side. A decider match between Kenya Pipeline Company and the Kenya Commercial Banks. Karibu sana. My colleague, Luke Opeto, any predictions?
As of now, I can't have any predictions. By the look of things, these teams have well earned this spot in these finals of the ladies category. In the sense that when you win this match here, you are the winner. I think for the Kenya Pipeline side, they have well deserved 6 points, and for the Kenya Commercial Bank, they have 5 points. But a win on either sides, I think, is a well guarantee for you, for the teams to get the cup of this particular playoff. So, king off, I think it's Kenya Pipeline with Rose Magui, the captain of the team, at the service point.
Well, Kenya Pipeline approaching this match with a lot of caution, seeing as they are the defending champions. Kenya Commercial Bank, defending champions of the Africa Club Championship. You will know who will emerge superior. Good news is that the goodies have doubled for this particular match that is being treated, I think, as the final for the ladies' side. We will be offering 2 questions in which, in both questions, we will have a hoodie and a t-shirt. In the second question, a hoodie and a t-shirt. Those are 2 hoodies and 2 t-shirts. Keep it locked to find out the questions as well as the winners. KCB starts off on a high. Belinda Baraza with that powerful hit.
This shows that it's a final. But the look of things, It is a well-deserved finals, and I can see the stadium is still backing up. So where you are, if you really need to watch this game live, you can join us at the Moi International Kasarani Indoor Stadium. But if you can't make it, you can join us through the Trailblazers Volleyball Club official page under their YouTube handle.
Esther Mutinda serving for KCB, a former player actually of Kenya Pipeline, who was signed into KCB for the season. Remember that Mutinda was very instrumental in their win against Kenya Pipeline during the last leg, or rather was it second last leg of this league, and we only wait to see whether the same will be repeated in this final playoff match. An error once again, Pamela costing the team.
It's quite unusual for Pamela to make. It's an early start for you to have errors that are going to be well checked almost at the end of this game. The same error, but this time on the net by Mercy Moim. So we expect them, having been a very intense final, I think they have to cool their nerves so that they can play under their best performance. But if they let the nerves get into the gameplay, they're going to face the wrath of each and every team. Another error.
I think both teams are operating from a point of tension. Both teams having a lot to lose. KCB approaching this match with some level of confidence, considering they won the last match they faced Kenya Pipeline. Kenya Pipeline knowing full well that KCB is a beatable side. Both teams yet to master a formula. Another serve. Very interesting developments here. They are yet to settle into the game.
It's very wanting. I think it's around 3 to 4 service errors by, I think, 2 on both sides. I think the coaches have to talk to the ladies to see how they're going to be well versed with
that.
And
still in play.
Still in play.
The referee decides that it did touch the ground.
They have to be well conversant with each side. This shows that this match is going to be a very, very interesting match.
Well picked. Solid block once again by Lydia of Kenya Pipeline Company.
I think she's filling the gaps of Ekaru very, very well. Blocking down Terry. She tried to hit cross court, but eventually Lydia was around to block it.
An error interception. A point for Pipeline. Now leading at 6 points, slowly pulling away. They seem to be settling into the match. Lois Simiyu at the service.
Good server. Actually, she's getting what she really needs.
Namutira making an entrance into the scoring department. A lady of very few words.
Action speaks louder than words.
Indeed, actions speak louder than words.
Actually, she's actually trying to use Magoi's height in order to...
It's out of play. And KCB equalize.
I think by the look of things as of now, no team has settled in yet. Quite uncostly error from each side, leading to some gifts of points to the other side.
Well picked. It will be Namutira who hits it out of play.
Service by. Still.
Chepko. Well set by Mutinda.
Nice
And Mutinda hits it. Seems to be out of play. We still keep going. As a simple tap by Namutira.
And very quick and precise execution by Pamela. I think she's trying to introduce herself into this match, eventually hitting it above Edith Wisa and Mutinda. Nice pick by Pamela, set by Agrippina, and an error which, by the look of things, she is on her knees thinking that it is what she is not supposed to have executed. So I think she needs to regain herself and quickly come up to the next rally. Quite a response by Pamela after an untimely error where she didn't hit the ball across to the opponent's side, giving KPC a 2-point lead.
KPC seeming to be the side that has actually mastered some level of consistency in this match. Is it it's out? It's in!
It's out.
It's out. It's out. It's out of play. That celebration by Rose Magoy almost confusing the referee.
I think the line judges were of help, assisting the first referee in a decision on the ball. It's a save. Then a very, very simple and precise point by Esther Mutinda, where they expected her to at least take the ball to the farthest part of the court, but she was clever to take it at the front court.
Magoy Atuka making that point. Atuka, the assistant captain for the national team, facing it off with Masi Moim, who is the captain of the national team.
They've actually found each other at different teams. And an error by Masi Moim, which is costly. We don't expect her to get such an error, a misjudgment of the ball, which led to her touching the ball, eventually giving the score to KPC. Target by Rose Magoy again.
Agrippina,
Nice pick.
classic pick. Pamela, who is stopped by Belinda. Will she hit it this time? Still in play. The youngster
Terry,
delivering that point.
very, very powerful attack by the youngster Terry, and quickly giving Kenya Commercial Bank a point, hence a 1-point gap, where Kenya Pipeline Company women are leading by 1. Scores at 11-10. Service by Esther Mutinda. Nice pick by Agrippina.
Pamela
And
hitting it out of play. She is yet to master the momentum to play this match. It's been an obvious lack of consistency. Well, it will be again. Game is out of play.
Another error by KPC, giving Kenya Commercial Bank an edge and a move 1 point in front. KPC have to settle in the game. I think they haven't settled in the game. The fact that they're getting scores out of Kenya Commercial Bank's era. So they have to settle in and get scores with a well-deserved play. Hence, they will be only dependent on the KCB errors, which may come costly in the final plays of this set.
Lindsay with that reception. Atuka saves it. Ball is still in play. Simple.
I think it's an error by Belinda. Touch on the net.
Touch by Belinda. A lot of wishing the best to KCB. We really anticipate a very interesting match between the two. An error in reception.
Nice pick by Agripina.
Ball is still in play. Mohim. Again, Agripina with that set. Simple tap. Well picked. Well set. The youngster raising to the occasion.
And delivering it on top of the block.
Much to the disappointment of the backcourt defense.
I think Magoi almost touched that ball, but it was quite far from him. Another error by Massimo. Actually, this is the second error in a row on the service department.
Back-to-back errors in service. Really costly for both teams. Both teams have lost at least 3 services in this first set. And that will reflect in the match, or rather set statistics. Not the best set from Mutinda. Attributing that to Lindsay Cheruto's reception, the libero, Kenya Commercial Bank.
I think that leads to a timeout by head coach, KCB coach Japheth Munala. So I think they're getting some couple of drinks of water.
Paul Gitao having that chat with the girls, making them understand they need to pick this first set. I think this first set will be a pace setter for each team and will highly determine how each team plays moving forward. Both of the teams putting up a spirited fight. It will be, I would say, a game of luck. Whoever is lucky enough today will emerge victorious. Looking at the scores margin, I think both teams are at par in terms of play.
So service by KPC. Triza took out the service. Good pick by... Nice pick by Atuka. And touch out onto the opposite of the Kenya Commercial Bank, giving KPC a 3-point lead. I think KPC have started to settle in very well. KCB not yet, but I think
Namutira picks it. Well set. Namutira, ball is still in play. It has to be again a point.
I think of the way I've said, I think KPC are well on the track in settling in this game, but the Kenya Commercial Bank are still yet to settle in this game, so they have to dig in deeper into their arsenal and see how they are going to settle in. Nice pick by Lindsay.
I think the fact that Daisy Chepkorir is a newbie in these competitions, it's basically what is making it impossible for KCB to tame her attacks. Equally, the youngest player on the Kenya Commercial Bank side, also a newbie. So both coach are implementing the aspect of surprise in this competition. Both players showing major improvement, or rather potential. Masimoim solid on the back court. Namutira, Chepkurui, it will be Chepkurui. At a point, Chepkurui is on fire today.
Delivering for KPC at the time of need. I think Namutira hasn't settled in yet. The attacks that she has been possessing on the other games today, they are not fruitful. Hence a very good backline on the KPC side. So she has to improve, either hit it harder or on the space to see how she will at least.
And again, Mutinda.
And an error
by Edith Mukuluvani, the skipper for Kenya Commercial Bank.
Actually, she's the captain of the Kenya Commercial Bank side.
KPC leading by 5 points. It will be difficult for KCB to cover that. Mutinda Namutira stopped. Again.
Nice pick by Agrippina.
Simple dodge. It's a point.
See, this is the difference that KPC are making. A pick on the back and a quick execution, bringing in the main difference on these two sides.
A necessary timeout by the coach Japheth Munala. The girls from the Kenya Pipeline Company being very consistent in how they play.
Coach Japheth Munala is telling the ladies that they have to improve for them to at least salvage this set. But as the things goes by, I think the Kenya Pipeline Company women's team are on course to take this maiden set. Service by KPC. An attack by Juliana Namutira, which is right now it's quite fruitful. I think she has to find a way to make it through. Substitution by Kenya Commercial Bank. I think the same substitution where an opposite comes in for setter and the setter goes out for the opposite. It's actually a change in the line of attacks in front, adding quick force in front. It's Charlene in and Emma in, whereas Mutinda and Terry are out. Quick attack in the middle by Lydia, making it a 6-point lead back for the team. I think it's getting very, very hot inside here for the Kenya Commercial Bank ladies team, so they have to tame these KCB side. Not a good receive by Masimoim. Easy pick by Agrippina. Then quick dump by very, very high attack. It's a pick by Lindsay. And a block onto the KCB side, which requires a quick substitute where Masimoim is out. I think Maria Musa is in. She's coming, I think, to give the captain Masimoim a rest.
Edith Mukuluvani, not the best of her attacks, but a point nonetheless. Mukuluvani's presence hasn't quite been felt during these competitions. I think owing to the fact that Belinda Baraza has been on top of her game from the start.
Another error by But the look of things, they haven't settled in very well. And actually, this not settling in is quite costly in their area. But the look of things, they have a deficit of around 7 scores, which is quite costly and very hard to catch up with a KPC side that is well.
There's a net touch.
Net violation by Musa. As you see, it's not the way the KCB side want it to go. So
KCB will need a miracle to make a comeback from those scores. 24 set point for Kenya Pipeline. KCB 16. They say it's difficult to beat a team twice. But very powerful attack there.
I think it's a good opener for her. She quickly attacks. Very strong, powerful attack down the line. In comes Pauline for Edith. She goes directly to the service. I think Coach Jafet Munala wants to rest his best starting lineup so that they can quickly pick up on the second set, which it seems like they are trying to rest them all.
Kolo Kim anasema KCB should trust the young girls. The young girl, jersey number 3, I think, is referring to what was the, is it Terry or Lauren of number 3 Kenya Commercial Bank, who has since stepped out. Unfortunately, Triza Atuka. It's out of play. There is no touch on that ball. Richard Gihato, online fans are happy. Bosire, or I should say hi to Odwax Mili. Richard is asking, what are your predictions? Odwax, a former player of actually both teams. She was initially playing for Kenya Commercial Bank, retired while still playing for Kenya Pipeline Company. Well picked.
Which is not quite effective, leading to 25-18 pick of the first set by the Kenya Pipeline Company women's team.
And that beautiful start of the match, putting Kenya Pipeline at a better position in defending this title. KCB will need to work twice as hard to make sure they regain that set and once again pull away from Kenya Pipeline. Kenya Pipeline not seeming to let that happen. We wait to see whether again it will be a repetition of a case of a lucky side, where Pipeline have taken that point, or rather that set, from the right side or the left side. We see whether KCB will be able to replicate the same. Namutira still not in the game as it is.
As expected, she is quite off. I don't know what the problem is today, but I think Coach Munala will see her well. As you can see, Coach Bitok is trying to talk to the ladies and see how they can manage this particular set, having gone down. So these are the match statistics of the first set. KPC against the Kenya Commercial Bank. In the point sections, we have KPC with 25 points, KCB with 18. On attacks, I think they are all at par, where they have 10 points apiece. On the block side, KPC are superior with 2, whereas KCB have none. Service aces, each team has none. Opponent's error, where KPC I think gained more by getting 13 opponent errors, whereas KCB got 8 opponent errors from the Kenya Pipeline Company women's team.
A lot of errors from the KCB side, conceding 13 points to KPC. You take that out of the 25 points they've just garnered. Well, clearly Kenya Pipeline only needed to work for 12 points to call it a match. That can be attributed to the fact that there were so many service errors during the start of this match. Keep it locked for the start of the second set.
You're back with the second set. Quite as expected. Most of the teams with the same lineup. So, a quick error attack by Belinda Baraza, which is the first of these particular sets. They have to keep their heads high. They really need this set in order for them to equalize and have some morale onto the other sets for them to eventually get this game.
Let's see, not quite the set. Magoi attempting to catch Massimo off guard, and Namutira translating that into a point. Rosalind Linda, a former player of the national team and as well as former player of the Kenya Pipeline Company. Very good analysis by Trailblazers. The match is very competitive and interesting, and I pray that KPC wins, registering her support for the Oilers. And that lady, once again,
they are not looking to put down the fire they had in the first set. So that means KCB have to step up twice and match up the morale of the Kenya Pipeline side.
Belinda hitting that ball past the hands of Triza Atuka. Again, we are having a repetition of the first set where both teams were at par for a better part of the set. KPC pulling away at the 10-point mark and running away with it with that convincing lead up to the end.
Let's see how this set goes. Yet we are still at 2 points.
Tuka with a dodge. Another
very simple point.
The Kenya Commercial Bank side did not expect that dodge. Kenya Pipeline clearly on a good trajectory. And a touch on that ball by Lydia.
I think Triza assumed as if like there wasn't any touch, or maybe the trajectory of the ball took way past her path.
The youngster going on to serve for KCB. The points still 3 apiece. Well picked. Matinda Masimoim leading from the front. She is the most senior player in the Kenya Commercial Bank outfit. The youngster going on to serve. You do not want to make any form of errors in service this time round. Clearly, it did cost them a lot during the first set. The Kenya Pipeline side having settled in early enough. Magoi with that set. And clearly, it's a block out. Agrippina Kundu following that ball down to the last point, showing precision in her judgment and mastery of the libero position.
Service by KPC, pick by Masimoim, and an attack. I think she's starting to settle in this game.
She is settling in slowly but surely. She goes on to serve. Namutira's presence yet to be felt in this match. She has had a few instances where she's attacked that ball in a way of attack, but yet to see the game maker that is Namutira. Worthy challenge for Pamela Adhiambo of Kenya Pipeline. It's interesting to see that both of them are donning the same jersey number. Namutira stepping in for Sharon Jepchumba, who is away in Greece for professional assignments. Still in play. Well saved by Lois. Masimoim. Will it be Namutira? And is it Lois or Jepkoech once again?
I think it's Lois?
It is Jepkoech who has had that point. Daisy delivering that point and goes on to serve. In comes Pamela Adhiambo, solid on that front line attack. And that's response by Namutira. Slowly but surely she is making her presence felt. Agrippina Kundu failing to make that defense successful. Powerful hit by Namutira there. Edith Issa with that service. Agrippina picks it. Magoi. Edith again failing to pick it. It wasn't quite a hard hit. I think it just caught Edith Issa off guard.
But the touch of the net, actually it's quite deflecting, but not that much. We expected her to at least even touch the ball.
Namutira with that pick. Beautiful set by Mutinda. Namutira hits it out of play. Well, clearly there's a challenge with the reception on the KCB side, seeing as the setter is constantly setting that ball out of position. Lydia again serving for Kenya Pipeline. This time round she loses it with that error in service. It's Jeb Korir. Thank you for that correction, Valentine. Jeb Koech.
Quite a fascinating game. By the look of the first set, it shows that this game is going to be a very good game, since it's a final of the ladies side. KPC don't look to give Kenya Commercial Bank an easy task, so they are trying very, very well to at least cope up with these KPC force.
Namutira again. It's possible that she may be substituted. Munala choosing to still give her some time to settle in. I'm seeing Munala looking at the bench area and looking for someone to make that replacement. Could be nerves. Powerful set, powerful attack by Belinda. Beautiful set by Mutinda. She had the challenge of having that ball really low, went down on her knees and gave it to Baraza, who did not disappoint. Kumbuka, we will be asking our trivia questions in a few. Be keen enough to make the right answer and ultimately win either a hoodie or a jersey.
And it's an equalizer by the Kenya Commercial Bank side, making the scores 2 and 9 apiece. Scoreline. The way we've been told, we will be asking our questions in a few, so be well vigilant with the questions that you're going to ask and be fast enough to answer the questions so that you can be the winner of today's merchandise.
Atuka stops it. There's a net touch.
I think there's a net touch. Yeah, there's a net touch, net violation by Belinda.
I think trying as much as she can to stop Atuka in that attack. Not as hard from Atuka. I think she also missed step in taking off to hit that ball. It's a point for the Oilers nonetheless. They're slowly pulling away. A 2-point lead for the first time in this set. A response to Agrippina Kundu from Massimo Im. Both ladies equally contenders and having featured for a very, very long time in the national team. Currently, Agrippina Kundu is the starting libero for the national team. Massimo Im being the captain and having featured from the point where she was only 19 to date. Baraza.
And it's a service error on the net. But look at the reaction of the KCB players and the coach. It shows that it is a painful loss of point. It's at this point in the previous set where KPC composed themselves a bit and they opened the margin, and it was quite fruitful. And then got, as I told you, it's around this point of the game where the KPC side are quite composed and know very well they are moving forward and need time to get this set.
Well, that was quite an attack by Moim. Unfortunately, it did not land on court. Despite the power behind that attack, a timeout by Munala once again. The coach, both coaches having the same first name, with the Paul Bitok for KCB and Paul Gitau for Kenya Pipeline. Which of the Pauls will be emerging victorious? Paul Bitok also doubles up as the assistant, or rather deputy president of the Kenya Volleyball Federation after the just recently concluded elections, the presidents being Mr. Charles Nyamberi.
I think they have gotten some words of advice from the three coaches, and they're gonna try and please close the gap, because a KPC side that is well gaining points at this point, it's always called amongst the half line of a particular set. So when KPC get enough points here, I think it's gonna be hard for the KCB side to at least salvage some few points. Service error by Yatuka,
who walks off court, and it comes Agrippina Kundu. Agrippina had a scare when they played the first match against DCI. She had a shoulder injury. Great to see her back on court, stronger and fighting. Magoi, Moim, Mutinda, that clever move.
She actually saw that the Kenya Pipeline players had come in for the attack cover, hence leaving the backcourt free, hence sending the ball wide on to the back of.
Was there a touch? There was no touch on that ball. According to the referee's call, Gitao very agitated, drawing towards the second referee, Tabitha Cherono. Tabitha not acknowledging his advances. Did it go across? The referee is silent. Simple tap, well picked by the youngster. Ooh, costly mistake, but saved nonetheless.
And it's a block.
Bani, the skipper of Kenya Commercial Bank, formerly of Kenya Prisons, stopping that attack by Pamela.
I think it's a timeout. Back after the timeout. As we said earlier, we are going to ask a question to our fan base for you guys to have a chance to win a Trail Blazers merchandise. It's either a t-shirt or a hoodie. So the question of the day will be almost similar to the previous few questions that we asked. So the question of today, be well vigilant with the questions. Question is Road to Paris 2024 in the volleyball women's category. After France, which two female teams were next to qualify for the Paris 2024 Olympics? I can't repeat the question again. Say Road to 2024 volleyball women's category. After France, which two female teams were next to qualify for the 2024 Road to Paris Olympics? So we are going to give you a 90 seconds.
90 seconds indeed.
Timeline for you to answer. For you to answer these questions, where the timeline begins as of now.
I think this is a continuation of the question that was earlier asked. If you're fast enough, you will be able to get the answers. Pamela picking that ball quite well. Oh, an error in the handling. Contact error by one Leonida Kasaya, costing Kenya Pipeline that point. KCB slowly pulling away 2 points in the lead.
From the comment sections, I can see your answers are coming in straight. Keep on answering, but not yet the correct answer. So it's a 2-answer question, so I require 2 answers. Keep the answers coming, but no
Yet
correct.
to find the correct answer. Remember, the faster you do it, the better.
It's a first come, first serve answer, so we need you to answer it correctly so that we can, or you can, get the opportunity to win a Trailblazer merchandise. Keep the answers coming, but yet to receive the correct answer. Still, the timeline is moving.
We need the answers fast. There will be another question. But still, we need the answers to this question fast. Namutira rose back into life with that powerful hit. And the change with Christine Siwa stepping in to serve.
Still waiting.
The clock is moving. Yet to get the right answer. And that dodge, Agrippina sets it. Pamela stopped. And we do have an answer. The first answer has been given. We still require another answer to know who will be getting the other gift. One answer has been given. The second answer, the clock is ticking. We need 2 answers. 2 teams. The second 2 teams to qualify for the Olympics in France in the 2024 season.
The timeline is clicking.
Fast. Very fast. One more answer. Anyone? Could
It's
be your
a
lucky
2-answer
question.
So we need 2 answers. So please, if you're giving us 1 answer, please, I need you to give us 2 answers.
It will also not count if you give us the first answer and later on the second answer. Well, unfortunately, we only have 1 winner. And the correct answer is Kenya and Turkey, as earlier stated by Titus Kimeli, I believe. Titus Kimeli was the first one to give the correct answer. The timeline has been cut off, unfortunately, for the second answer. Most of you giving 1 answer and the other one not getting both answers correctly. Congratulations to the winner for getting this answer correctly. Titus Kimeli, please let us know how this merchandise will be delivered to you. If you're in the stadium, kindly approach anyone with a TVC jersey or hoodie. Let us know what you would prefer between the hoodie and the jersey. Let us know also how we will get it to you. If you're not here, please contact the number 0719 811 046, 0719 811 046 to let us know via text your full name for the purpose of verification. Once again, congratulations, Titus. Mambo imechemka. KCB
imekuwa kumoto.
Has finally found their Baraza. Could we be looking at a 5-setter?
And it's a 5-point gap for this KCB side. So we are possibly looking at 1-1 scoreline as of the right trajectory it's going, but don't count off KCB any KPC, sorry, any time. They seem to be getting a little bit composed, but at some point losing their concentration. So it's quite and a very, very powerful hit on the middle, where all the players expected Terry to go off in his normal left side of the pitch, but as of now she had a quick 5 attack in the middle. Out goes Terry and comes in Chemutai Pauling. And a simple point by Pamela.
Richard Kihato, unasema unatazama mechi hizi na mama. If KCB loses, leo haukuli sapa. Well, I don't know what to say about that. The nature of this job does not allow us to take sides. So we can only wish that you have a plan B should KCB lose, and if they win, a very steamy meal is expected for you. Kila laheri in that. KCB taking, or rather at match point 24, KPC trailing at 19. A point ahead of what KCB lost. The score margin that KCB lost the first set in. KCB lost the first set 25-18. KPC calling a timeout. The tables seeming to change.
KPC trying to see how they can cover this 5-point gap for them to get to the match point, where KCB only need 1 score in order for them to get this set.
Immaculate stepping in to serve. 2 setters on court. Both setters capable of attacking, courtesy of the Kwandanze Secondary School, where they get skills on both attack and setting. Agrippina. And again, Edith Mukuluvani, it's like there was a telepathy communication when we mentioned that she has been missing in action since the start of this competition, probably saving the best for last. And indeed, this is a major point where she needs to bring her A game. KCB taking it 25-19. 19.
It's actually almost the same scoreline, where I think KCB lost the first set with 18. Now KPC have lost the second set with 19, just 1 point shy.
Could it possibly be a confirmation of the fact that there is a winning side? Maybe, maybe not. Very, very entertaining match today. Kama fan wametokea.
It's always said for you to call a match the final, it's well earned and it must
Worthy of that title.
Worthy of that title. But the look of things, this match is worthy of that title. As you can see, it's one set apiece, where KPC picked the first set and KCB picked the second set. Actually, this is the match statistics of the second set.
KPC losing that set at 19 points, KCB picking it at 25. Attacks, we're having 17 for KCB, major improvement, 9 for KPC. Blocks, we have 4 for KCB, 0 for KPC. Service ace, we have none for both teams. Opponent's error, a huge margin there with the 10 for KPC and 4 for KCB. From the look of things, the attacking department for KCB really worked. So was the block department, and as a result they managed to pick that set. Remember that this is the last match for the ladies side, the third match of the day. The winner of this match walking away with the title, the 2023 Kenya Volleyball Federation's league champion. Those are the statistics or the standings of the day. Earlier on, we saw Kenya Prisons face it off with DCI, where Kenya Prisons won 3-1, bagging the 3 points. KPA took 3 sets once again against 1 of KDF, again backing the 3 points. And KPC are currently playing against KCB. Each team a set, a piece. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back with the start of the third set.
We are back for the third set of this very entertaining match. And a quick start by the Kenya Commercial Bank side. Massimo Im with a quick backcourt pipe where she caught Agrippina Kodo off guard, hence getting that easy score.
Titus Kimeli, the number is 0719811046. 0719811046.
Quick attack down the line. I think it's Chip Korir, if I'm not wrong. Jeb Korir. Quick attack down the line to well earn KPC 1 point. Very, very, very powerful attack by Namutira down the line. I think she has started to regain her previous form of the other games. Very, very powerful attack. She actually goes to the service line. Nice pick by Namtira.
Played by Moim. Wonderful save by Moim. Who will it be? And that effort really awarded by that beautiful score by that outside hit. Mercy Moim must really, really be happy. After that brilliant effort, you want to give it everything to make sure that you get as many points as you can. KCB the lead at 3 points to 1.
And
Pamela again.
An outside hit by Pamela. I think KCB have now regained their morale into these 4 sets where it gives them a 3-point lead. Actually, they finished the second set with a very high self-esteem for them, so they are very, very trying for
Mutinda, Baraza still in play. Pamela, it seemed to be flying outside. Mutinda with that set, well picked by, is it?
And it's an open ball to the KCB side.
It's a
and it's a point by the Kenya Commercial Bank side. By the look of things, they are picking up from where they left in the second set. This shows that they have maintained the self motivation. I think by the look of the things, they are moving fast across.
Dennis Baraza, tulishapata jibu kwa swali ambalo tuliuliza. We were asking which other 2 teams qualified for the 2024 Olympics after France. We already got the right answer from Titus Kimeli, and therefore the prize has been given, because the answers was Turkey and
Kenya and Turkey.
The Malkia Strikers and Turkey were the next ones to qualify. Lisi, not the best of Triza Tuka.
And in between the blocks, which gives the backcourt line a very hard time to pick that ball. We need to cover the seams of the blocks so that our back line hitters or receivers can at least have a chance to pick the ball. Pick by Triza Tuka. And it's a net violation by the Kenya Commercial Bank ladies team. This makes it a 1-point difference. As we said earlier, this is what to be called a final. But the look of things, how the games are going, it's a final game of the ladies side to watch. Powerful attack.
The service by Baraza. Eddie Twisa making that very quick point. Very strong service from Belinda. KPC receiving the ball over the net.
Kenya Commercial Bank right in front by a slender lead of 3 points. They have, and it's a service error by Belinda Baraza. The look of the expression of his coach, it's like he is telling Belinda, we really need these points, the ones that we are making errors. So please, can you please be precise with what you are doing in the court.
Ooh, beautiful set. And it shows on her face the height advantage, I think, for both setters. Not quite both setters, I mean both setters for the KCB side, coming in really, really instrumental in reaching out for those not so well received balls. Mutinda just setting that ball with one hand, and Edith Wisa giving the point. That ball literally hit her. She did not anticipate it
to come towards her side. I think she has to be well conversant with the power these fellow players have, so she needs to be precise. And nice save by Mutinda, and a tricky and tactical side out by Mercy Moim.
Well, Mercy Moim is known to really capitalize on short blocks, really taking advantage of the height of Magoi. Magoi attempting to at least reduce the speed of that ball and ending up blocking that ball out of play. Serve outside. You want to serve that ball as further away from Agrippina. Agrippina receives those balls as though it was a simple throw, be it a hard hit or a tough service. Her mastery in that position backward defense, really impressive. Another violation. The regret on Lydia's face.
As I said, these errors at some point they come quite costly for both teams. As you can see, the previous set we saw errors being almost similar to the scoreline of attacks.
Magoi managing to secure that point. The set, the height factor coming into play. Instead of struggling to set, she decided to make a dodge, and it was fruitful. Lindsay, again, the height, communication, easily picked. Belinda cementing it inside.
It's a very nice transition, a very good pick and a quick transition in the middle. Kenya Commercial Bank, I think they are trying very well to see if they can pick up this set and eventually think the team that's going to pick up this set, either the Kenya Commercial Bank side or the Kenya Pipeline Company side, I think will have an edge towards the continuation of this game, where they will be having a set upwards, requiring them only one set in order to finalize this game and be called eventual champions.
Well, if KCB manages to maintain that 3-point lead, I think they are well in the right direction. Because Namutira, the celebration on Mutinda's feeling every point, because those were her former teammates, wanting to prove that she is still good despite leaving them. I know there is no bad blood.
Yeah, actually there is in these sports.
This is sports, and transfers are a thing of it's a norm. Namutira picking that. Who will it be? The youngster. Well, Magoi managing to... And a block. Lois seems to have lost a step on her way to making that hit.
Actually, that requires Coach Paul Gitau to call for a timeout. He really needed that timeout. 4. I think Titus Kimeli has said thanks. You are very welcome, and it's a well-deserved merchandise since you answered the questions quite correctly and quite timely for you to be the winner of this Trailblazers merchandise. KCB still in front, having a 5-point lead. It's another error, which is costly for the team. As you can see by the expressions, they are trying to find a way into this game, leading to a substitution. This is quite an experienced Leonida Kasaya coming back in to see how she can help the team in any way possible for them to close the gap and try and pick up this particular set.
I think Jeb Corrida has done well for herself. The lack of...
I think it's a net violation which has gone against the KPC side, which is drilling quite through the nerves, which they expect it to be on their side, but they are not participating the way they expected. This is a very, very tough time for them. They are trailing by actually 7 points.
Is it in?
Is it in?
It
Yeah,
is in.
it is in.
On court. Like I was saying, Jeb Corrida has done well for herself. Her lack of consistency owing to the fact that she's still really fresh into the game. She hasn't yet grasped the formula for consistency, but really instrumental to that, or rather that set that Kenya Pipeline took. Quite unfortunately that that momentum was broken and Kasaya had to come in.
Nice pick by Namutira.
Will it be Massimo Im? Still
Nice
in play.
pick.
And Namutira
Which
failing.
is quite off the target which she actually, I think she expected, but they have a good and a well-deserved lead. I think it's a timeout by the Kenya Commercial Bank side. By the look of the expression of Coach Bitok, is that she is tailing the ladies to
take that
relax.
set. Well, clearly the advantage of a bigger margin playing out for KCB. KPC trailing, making an effort, but still a 6-point gap is quite difficult to attain. Munala there having a chit chat with the youngster, urging her on. She has been phenomenal in her performance in this last match. Triza Tuka, her services have been quite effective during these competitions. Whether that will pay off during this final and very, very critical match, we wait to see. Lindsay with that retrieval, and it's out.
The youngster, I think the pep talk from his coach Japhet Mdala, I think was an assistance on her to get that quick side out. Substitute Siwa Cummins, I think she has been quietly being used in these matches as a server, having possessed one of the tactical and very, very good services. I think she's going to try and get a score directly from the service.
Christine Siwa goes on to serve. The experienced Naomi To, not quite the set. Naomi To applying her wit in the beach volleyball department. Kundu, or rather Kasaya, hitting that ball well with a good intention, because that line was really open. It would have translated into a point, unfortunately. Okay, a confirmation to the person who was asking whether the jersey number 3 of KCB is a Kwandanze player. Well, indeed, you're right. She has featured for Kwandanze. Not sure whether she's completed her secondary school education. We've seen players come from school to represent these clubs. Again, just nurturing the talent until they are ripe to feature strongly into the sides.
It will quite come in handy for her experience, having experienced the Kenya volleyball playoffs at very, very quite young age. And it's a very, very good point by Mercy Moim. Quick.
I'm just told, Luke, that she's actually in Form 2.
Form 2.
She's in Form 2 with such wonderful exposure at a young age. And again, that is what we were talking about, the need to expose players early before now they get into club volleyball.
It's actually like an experience to the international competitions, being that we, the Malkia Strikers, are the defending champions of Africa. This shows that she is exposed to good conditions in these volleyball arenas. So this makes it a very good age for her to come and gain some more experience in this particular stage.
Well, Alfred Riungu anasema this game requires nerves of steel. Every single one of the people in this arena on the edge of their seat, gearing on their favorites. And it's almost impossible not to get up on your feet, because we're witnessing some very beautiful volleyball on display here at the Moi International Sports Center. Kasarani and era in service, Leonida Kasaya.
She hasn't been quite the change that we expected. She was needed to come in and give a boost, but the few errors that she has put in place, it makes her look not the person we expected for her to come in and change the game, but hoping she can give all that is left for them to pick up this set. Nice set in the middle, and a quick and a good point by Lydia.
Well, KCB maintaining a solid lead, 8 points, with only 3 points shy of taking the second set, and actually gaining a point before finally we get to find out who will win. Kizatuka solid on the block, worthy of that title as the best blocker in Africa.
It's quite very, very entertaining match. KCB still leading with a very good 7-point margin. Attack by Namutira, not quite fruitful.
Again, kuna mtu alienda kanisa, because that ball would have easily fallen on the side of KCB. There was no attempt, and as fate would have it, it almost landed on KPC's side.
It's a timeout by the Kenya Commercial Bank. Technical bench needing the ladies to relax a bit so that they can at least finish up this set, where they only require 3 points, whereas the KPC women's side require a maximum of 9 points.
And again, KCB enjoying the advantage of having a solid lead. Those almost 9 points, 8 points to be precise, that KCB has the luxury of having in the pocket. If they lose concentration, KPC is sure to catch up. And if they catch up, you can't be sure that they will take this set. Lindsay with that reception.
And an attack onto the KPC side by Edith Wissa. This actually shows that they really need this set. Emma comes in for Edith. I think it's the service department. I think she has quite a very good service compared to Edith.
Lawrence anasema KPC is really trying, especially without the very dependable Ekaru. Well, I feel like Lydia has stepped in really well into those shoes. Her game has been wonderful. Namutira stopped by Triza Atuka. Like I was saying, Lydia has really pulled up and proven her worth during these competitions. Not quite an absence of Ekaru felt, though clearly she is one of the best center blockers we have in the country. Formerly the assistant captain of the Kenya Pipeline side. Masimuim with that reception. Another arrest by Atuka, or is it Naomi To?
I think it's To. The ball was way almost near the antenna, so I think it's To. Actually, it's To blocking Belinda Baraza, giving KPC a point. Service.
Belinda
And
enjoying.
it was a powerful attack, but quite unfortunate that she touched the net while trying to avoid it.
Well, I'm sure KPC felt that hit. It was a really hard hit. Really confirming why she's among the best blockers.
And another block by KPC, narrowing the points back to 3 points. Hence a substitution by
Namutira stepping
KCB.
out. She has had a problem making that side out. Really impressive performance by Kenya Pipeline. Still in play. Still trusting Belinda to deliver that. Not quite the set by Faith Imodia, formerly of the Directorate of Criminal Investigation. And also formerly of KCB.
Yeah.
Again, it's a case of exchange.
Yeah.
Mutinda having formerly featured last season for KPC, and Imodia featuring for KCB in the last season. Ooh, not quite there. Is an overreach.
It's an overreach.
Has to be an overreach.
Has to be an overreach.
Well, again, they're at a 24-point position. Again, it goes to show how much the youngster has a jump. That's a powerful jump. The trajectory of that ball was a 90-degree dunk.
It shows that she has potential. She's actually young.
Net touch.
Net violation. Giving KCB that particular set, give them an edge over the Kenya Pipeline Company women's team.
Ekaru there at the bench, despite not being able to compete, being present for the Oilers. Again, the formula for Gitao, bringing in more of the experienced players leaving out the youngsters to try and make a change, not quite working out for him. KCB only are one set away from claiming this title.
For KPC, I think they have finished this set with a high. I think gaining at least somehow almost like 5 scores. So giving them a bit of a morale into this other set. They have to just start well, maintain the lead, and see how they can well manage these. These are the math statistics of the third set, where KPC have been grabbed away this set by the Kenya Commercial Bank women's side. For the points aside, KPC have 21 points, while KCB have 25. On the attacks, KCB comes superior with 15, whereas KPC have 8. On the block side, KPC is superior with 4, whereas KCB have none. On the service aces, KCB have 1, and KPC have none. On to the opponent's era, they share a piece.
Well, once again, those are the results for the day. So far, this is match number 3 of the day. Kenya Prisons having played the first match and winning it 3-1 against DCI. KPA hammering KDF 3-1. KPC currently trailing with 1 set. KCB in the lead with 2 sets. Who will it be? The queen and the champion of the 2023 national playoffs. Keep it locked for the start of the 4th set.
Assistant Inspector, Mr. Sam.
Start by the Kenya Commercial Bank ladies team, which was a very bad error by. It's a quite another error by the Kenya Commercial Bank women's side. Esther Mutinda with a service outside, giving it one apiece. Scoreline. Nice pick by Massimoim. It's a cover by. Nice pick by Pamela back, and a pick by Massimoim. And a very simple tip onto the top of Atuka's block by Belinda Baraza for it to be a simple point to the Kenya Commercial Bank side. Service by Juliana Namutira. And a clever play by Atuka onto the well-experienced block of Massimoim combined with Belinda Baraza. Atuka onto the service line. See how she is going to serve. Cross. Nice pick by Pamela. And a very precise hit by Baraza. She has been to be stressful to the middle blockers of the KPC side, leading her into the service line. Let's see if Edith Wissa will continue with the good work Belinda Baraza started in front. Off to a very, very positive start.
Well, both Baraza and Edith have been really, really on point during this match. Moim, the proverbial Joshua.
I think there's a deflection onto the block, but I think by the expression of the coach, he expected Juliana Namutira to pick that ball. Not precisely to be very, very perfect, but at least playable for the fellow players. It's out. And it's a service error.
Well, remember, we have one more question for you. We will be giving you that in a few. Keep it locked to get the question and hopefully get the right answer. Once again, there is a hoodie. Pamela back. That break seeming to have done her good. Naomi Toa stepped in for her. Actually, Leonida Kasaya stepped in for her during the tail end of the third set. Clearly did her good. Namutira not quite doing it as we are used to her doing. Naomi Toa goes on to serve. KPC in the lead at 5 points against 4 of KCB. Massimoim, Mutinda, Moim, solid hit above the hands of Rose Margoy, and the challenge of height becoming a factor that Massimoim capitalizes on and translates that into a point. It's 5 points apiece. KCB with the service.
I think KCB are moving forward with the morale that they finished with the previous set, hence having a 1 point lead not the best of the reception by the KPC side, leading to an error by the opposite. This makes it a 2-point lead from there.
Namutira killing it onto, again, Magoi taking advantage of that height. Atuka with a very, very hard responsibility of covering two positions while still attempting to man her position in block. She also attempts to help with Magoi's position of block. Well, Magoi goes on to serve. KCB still in the lead at 8 points against 7 of KPC. Remember that this is the third match of the day and the final match for the ladies side. The winner here standing a chance to be declared the champions of the 2023 playoffs. Belinda in her tactical way of play. You have to love the fact that 90% of the balls that she has been trusted with, she has indeed delivered. That clearly makes the best player. Again, an error in reception. Tactical serve by Mutinda, pulling away KCB scores to 10. KPC still remain at 7 points. Mutinda with yet another service. This time Agrippina picks it. Well, there was a net violation, probably by Belinda. Belinda giving her all to try as much as she can to make this blocks successful. Kumbuka will be giving you yet another question that should be coming up shortly, where again 2 of you stand a chance to win a hoodie, again answering the question within the stipulated time. And the correct answer again is the first come first serve rule. One of you or 2 of you, if you're fast enough, should be taking away a hoodie as well as a t-shirt. Naomi To. Belinda goes on to serve. Edith Wisa, impeccable in her performance in this match. Not quite present or as effective in her usual self during the previous matches, but holding her position nonetheless. Pamela receiving it. Like I said, Edith Wisa is on fire today. We will be curious to know who actually receives an individual award in the department of block, seeing as Edith Wisa and Triza Atuka have really been on point in that department. Triza Atuka still looking to be the one in the lead, owing to the fact that she has had quite a number of kills in the blocking department. There we have it, some students from, I think, Kwanzanze, who have showed up to garner their support for the Oilers, who are currently trailing at 4 points behind Kenya Commercial Bank with 13 points. Remember that this live broadcast is coming to you courtesy of the Trailblazers Volleyball Club, with conjunction with the Kenya Volleyball Federation Executive Committee, who have been very instrumental in letting us showcase these matches live to you. Remember, there's a very interesting match, again a very, very critical one for both teams. General Service Unit being the team with a lot to lose, approaching that match against Prisons, who have been very, very, very intentional in their playing. Totally different outfit, not quite what we had been seeing for the past few years, I think 3 years or the like. Sol and Dennis Mokua choosing to bank on more experienced players like Chesoli to lead the Kenya Prison side to victory. GSU have since lost their match against Kenya Ports Authority, that surprise set, a 3-0 loss against KPA. They, however, also conceded a point to KDF by that 3-2 win, and that resulted to them having just 2 points currently. The results of that match having a major impact on them. A simple finish. Faith Modia. Who will it be? Eddie Tuisa. And it's a 5-point lead by KCB.
I think KCB are entering into the Kenya Pipeline Company nerves, making them become
well. We have the question. Please try and be keen on the way you're going to answer. Once again, if you find it, you get the right answer, you stand a chance of gaining a hoodie and a jersey courtesy of TVC. The question goes as follows: which ones of the Malkia Strikers players that competed in the just recently concluded 2023 continental event, the AFCON, that happened in Cameroon, are not featuring in the 2022-2023 playoffs? Which of the Malkia Strikers players that have competed at the 2023 continental event, referring to the AFCON, are not present in the 2022-2023 playoffs? Kindly be precise with your answers. We are looking for more than a couple of names. Kindly give us the answer. The first one to give the right answer walks away with a hoodie or jersey. Second one, again, walking away with a gift, depending on who, or rather what, the first one decides to choose. Also, remember, we are looking for several names, not just one name.
We need you to please precisely give us both names of the players, so that we can be well sure of
clearly you have done your homework. Clearly, most of you knowing exactly what you're talking about. Unfortunately, if you've given just one answer, we won't be considering that for the prize. We are waiting to look at the results. And the first one to get the correct answer is one Laura Isigi, who has given two names, Chipchumba and Veronica. Despite the fact that you have not given the full names, we will give you that. And the next one to get the right answer is not sure whether it's Veronica Odhiambo or Veronica Adhiambo. It's Veronica Adhiambo. So Valentine, you don't get it right, unfortunately. Laura Isigi has bagged the first prize. Next in line is Bethwell. Unfortunately, Gladys Sekaru did not feature in the continental event. Claire, you've given one name. Lawrence, 3 names. Unfortunately, that again disqualifies you. And Elisha Ouma is the second winner. Sharon Chepchumba, Veronica Adhiambo. Congratulations to the winner, Laura Isigi and Elisha Ouma. Remember, if you're in the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, reach out to anyone with the TVC jersey or hoodie. You will be directed in the manner how you will get your prize. Should it be that you are not present, please contact the number 0719 811 046. I will be posting the same in a few. The number is 0718 811 046. Send a text with your full names for the purpose of verification. Once again, congratulations.
Very, very powerful block from the Kenya Commercial Bank side, meaning they were trying to put a statement in this. They were actually in a very good lead, but the KPC side had crawled way near their lead. But as of now, the Kenya Commercial Bank are still in front with a 3-point difference. This gives them an edge over the KPC side. Nicely attacked onto the hands of Namutira and touching the antenna, hence a point to the Kenya Pipeline Company side.
Pipeline really putting up a fight. The stubborn KCB maintaining the lead. 2 points difference between the two teams. Lydia with that service. Lisi with that pick. It's going to be Namutira hitting it to her other jersey number 5, Pamela.
Hence a touch on her hands, giving the point towards the Kenya Commercial Bank sides, bringing the difference back to 3.
Well, in comes Christine Siwa once again with that service. Munala has really used it. You would expect her not to serve to the libero, but she does. That ball punishable by that powerful hit by Pamela right in front of Christine Siwa, who makes 0 attempt at picking it.
KCB a 1-pointer shy from reaching the 20-point mark and try to wrap up this game, but the KPC side are not letting it go. And another mistake and misjudgment by Celestine, the libero of the Kenya Pipeline Company side. This leads to the KCB sides getting into the 20-point mark. Service by Esther Mutinda.
Almost
not the best
point.
pick.
Masimoim, classic pick. Still in play. You have to give it to Namutira. Still in
Nice
play.
pick by Pamela.
It's going to be Pamela once again. A simple touch. And it's a point for KPC. Wonderful performance by Pamela, clearly. Faith Imodia trusting her. And so does Esther Mutinda trusting in the abilities of Namutira for KCB. KCB still in the lead at the 20-point mark. Who will it be that will take this set? Remember, this is the 4th set. Confusion. We wait to see whether she will recover from that. Well, that must be a major blow to the psyche generally, if that really affects.
And a very powerful hit by Belinda. I think it was a mistake by Esther on to Terry. Actually, it was a nice move, but it was quite unfortunate. The ball landed onto their side.
Namutira with that serve. Not quite received well. Easily picked. Mutinda. Moim. Still in play. And Esther Mutinda trying to kill it. Pamela forcing it onto Lindsay.
I think it's Josephine. Still Josephine.
Well, Josephine has really suffered some major very commendable action there by Pamela, crossing over to check on her fellow player. Well, that was quite the hit. Clearly a case of muscle in this competition, giving it everything to make sure you secure as many points as you can. Remember that it looks serious. She
has a very big history of injuries from the time she was in the Directorate of Criminal Investigation. Actually, the injury that led her into being a libero was a knee injury.
She was formerly a left attacker, no?
Yeah.
She was formerly a left attacker. That nasty knee injury converting her into the libero. She has been doing well so far, up on her feet. A very encouraging thing there. Well, clearly, Jeruto is left alone unless she recovers and comes back. Lindsay having done well so far. The scores pipeline just a point behind. The bankers trying all they can to give, or rather to get this set. Triza Tuka possibly serving that ball towards the libero. There it is. Mutinda.
And
it's a point.
I think Terry is quite superior to Naomi To, since Terry is very young, and To will actually require the experience to cope up with these young blood that are coming into this volleyball fraternity. So I think Emma comes in, I think, for the service sector.
A chit chat there between the two setters. I think telling her that you need to give us this point. Good serve. Who will it be? Solid block.
It's a block.
Edith Wissa. Well, there we have it. 2 points.
Shy from clinching this particular competition, leading to a timeout by Coach Paul Gitau, requiring
a really psyched up side by from the KCB fan base. Really looking forward to celebrating if it turns out to be a win. Well, Imodia, I think the fate of this match squarely lies in Imodia's hands. She should be quick to think, quick to act, and very swift in receiving the services of one Immaculate Nekesa. Again, a serve by Immaculate. A 3-man block formation forming a wall. Not quite. It's up. Namutira. Set. Moim. Ball is still in play. Again, Pamela rising to the occasion. Well, clearly KCB are at an advantaged position, having to be the ones that are receiving this ball. When you're in the receiving end, you are best poised to make a side out. The blocking department with Naomi To not quite being functional. There it is. Massimo Im. A dodge. Still in play. Mutinda, the youngster. It's a point.
KCB need only one score in order for them to wrap up this particular game. Actually, pressure comes in.
A lot of pressure.
You might be 1 point shy, but when
anything is possible. Again, the advantage of receiving for Pipeline. Good serve by the youngster. Imodia, Pamela. It's out. It's out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Kenya Commercial Bank who have successfully claimed it, snatched it from the Kenya Pipeline Company volleyball team. Earlier on, we saw Coach Paul Gitao returning the trophy today. Very emotional development on the Kenya Commercial Bank side. Congratulations to KCB. It was hard fought. KPC, you live to fight another day. Nonetheless, both teams qualify for the 2023-2024 Africa Club Championship, whose host we are yet to know.
So that's the scoreline, 25-21 for the last set, where KCB clinched the 2022-2023 Kenya Volleyball Federation playoffs. It's quite emotional on their side, seeing that they really needed this win for them to win this particular trophy that they have been looking for a very long while as of now.
The match statistics: 86 KPC, 93 it was hard fought KCB, 42 KPC at the attacks, 54 for KCB, 8 blocks for KPC, 8 for KPC as well. Service ace, 3 for KCB, none for KPC, 36 opponents errors on the KPC side and 28 for KCB. Congratulations. Coming up is the match between, I think the most awaited match of the day, between Prisons Kenya facing it off in the General Service Unit, waiting to see whether GSU have since recovered from events yesterday. KCB celebrating that point. Kindly keep it locked. We will be bringing you the match of the day, the final match of the day, decider of the winner and who takes what position. My name is Flores Bosire and my colleague
is Luke Opeto.